if you are using the Power BI, okay, so Power BI has a row, you can say row and column. So whatever you're going to calculate, okay, it's going to do by the each row, means calculation should be moved to the each row. So like this way, it's going to cover one rows in simple way. Please higher. Okay, so it's going each row slowly, gradually. Yeah, so it will going to create this way. Means calculate each column and must each calculate the each row, whatever condition you given to it. This way going to follow it. But if you're not aware, so what is the problem people facing? People just, if you stuck in the anything, so you did not follow the logic. So you remember that whenever you're going to, you can say use any DAX function. So remember the scalar value. What is the scalar value? Let me tell you. Scalar value means we have multiple, you can say row. We have 200, 300, 500 rows, and I wanted to aggregate it. So that is called aggregation. But if you're going to aggregate it, you usually got the scalar error. So why? Because the value that you're going to aggregate, it doesn't give the you can say scalar value. So you must understand that why it give the why it not giving the why it give the scalar value, and that need to fix it, and then your result will be populated. So that is the problem usually got it. So let's come to the row and column context. So suppose, let me open the Excel so explain better, or maybe. So the Excel prospect, okay. Excel, you know that move, if you suppose, let me add 10 more. Say this, we have a 18, you can say rows, and if you wanted to count it, okay, so just add this, and I want to do this 1 plus this. See, this automatically will calculate the total. Why? Because DAX means it is going to count each rows and plus it automatically by the using functions. So same way, whenever you're going to create the DAX, remember it that whatever you're going to pass in the formula, that going to calculate by each row. So must use the calculate function for it. So that calculate each row. That you must understand. Okay. And filter context, same thing here. Like you wanted to calculate only till 45 value. You wanted to calculate means total 9 row you wanted to count it, so must control it by formula. In Excel you can see that manually, but in Power BI we must pass condition into it. So I'll show you in you can say lecture that how should I do that. So let me move to the function prospect. So this is the calculation. You can able to download this PBX. I have given the link in the description. Name is Power BI DAX, Power BI developer DAX _DAX. You can download this PBI and learn it. So what is the calculation, what is the measure of the calculated column, everything written that for you. And now we are going to cover the function part. What is the function? I told you that whatever logics we are not able to implement in the calculated column, or maybe calculated column, everywhere we can use that, we can reduce your, we can say fulfill the client requirement. Okay. So there is a request from everyone, whosoever, please like my channel and share, subscribe with your colleagues so that more people can get a benefit. Let's talk with the aggregate function. What is the aggregate function is? Using scalar value, create the aggregate value, which is called aggregate function. You can say that. So aggregate function is give the single value. Like suppose here you can see that I create the cumulative. If you wanted to use sum and total it. So this is called aggregate. Remember it, one cell value. So people did not understand that what the aggregate value is. This is aggregate. But if I use this one, I also total this one too. So this is this aggregate? No, it is not aggregate. It is we can say calculated it by each rows, and that is scalar value. So remember that. Okay. Let's create the basic function. So you know it, but let me do it. So I have already created for you. So I created already, but let me explain. Let me give the new measure, and in one measure I can explain everything to you, but you still have, you can use it as well. And this PBX available by the data logic, so you can use it. So first give the name. So sum sum aggregate function. I'll cover one by one and show you. So let's move to the sum file. Let increase the font so that you will be able to see the simple use sum function and pass the any column which you wanted to total it. Okay, I totaled sum. Simple way sum, and then we have a sum a. So I'm going to comment it out. Use the sum a, sum. So, okay, sum x. So here we pass the financial and sales. So why I'm using sumx and what is difference between sum and sumx? Okay, I told you sum is give the aggregate value, but sumx is going to give the value and the you can say aggregating it, but the category basis is going to aggregate that. Like I wanted to calculate the total level, so any column use it automatically divide the data as per their need. So this way, so guys, I'm going to call the critical complex Dax using the multiple functions. So please stay till end so that you can learn those things, okay, in Excel. Okay, so now sumx. Then we have the average a, average x, and average. So three functions going to cover it. What is the average? Average, again, I wanted to aggregate cells. What is the cells is, I wanted to aggregate it. Then you can use aggregate it. But now situation says my cells column has a true, false, tax value, everything I have in my column. So what should I do? Where should I, how to calculate that? So in that scenario, must we can say must create the average a. Everything is going to handle by the averaging. So one thing, remember that true and false is going to count by the 1 and 0. So make sure whatever your condition you have, so according to the condition, pass it and maybe use it. So let's use the cells. Since I don't have any different kind of value, so it's hard to, you can say, give any error. So next part is that use average x. Same thing, I wanted to create by the category, so use financial simple. I'll show you the result, don't worry, not right now. Let me build this then I'll show you one by one. Then we have the cells and I wanted to average it. So it will going to pass your category basis data, and that you can do that. Okay, next we have the average. Now move to the average count. So use the count. I wanted to count my how many you can say rows, or maybe how many values and this you can say my category. So according to the logic you can build it. Okay, so let me build the count it by, I wanted to count how many number of sales made by the person. So cells this, okay, count total sales, how many value it is. So this one we can count it, use count any value. Let's move to the after count, go to the count A. Again the situation come, you can anytime you can, if you have a tax numeric this kind of value, so you can pass it. So we use count, like suppose we have a sales, gross sales. I wanted to count it, how many gross sales we have, so still we can count it. Next part is that count. Then we have the row counts, count rows. So we pass the table name, financial table, and then you can count number of rows. So why, when we are going to use count rows, suppose you have a pass any condition that where we need to count the total rows, and against I have passed the formulas, in that scenario use the count rows function. Then we have the count, you can say count A and count X. Count A, if you have a tax numeric value binary rank, then you are going to count it, and count X if you wanted to count it group basis, so then you can count by the count X. So it will going to group your data. Then pass the any column which you would like to count it. Okay, so I wanted to count sales price. Now I wanted to pass the count X. Guys, functions all there, you must practice it and think about it in your mind, how should I use it. If you remember this formula, definitely it's going to help you. Okay, anyone have any question, so paste in the chat. I'll try to answer your question ASAP. Okay, now let's move to the next part, which is we have count x. So here we have the cells in the column, pick up that, then price I wanted to count it. So this one we can do that. So these are the aggregate functions we have. We still have too many functions. Let me show you. So here we have the aggregate function, and averagex I covered, count blank, count rows. Then we have the count blank, count blank. I wanted to count how many blank in my data. So usually you can count by time financial sales. Easily I can count that. Count blank. Simple. You can pass the column name. Next, count distinct count. I want duplicate value should be removed, only unique value can be counted. So what you need to do, you can create the separate table in data modeling, then after you will going to count that row, then you will get the data. But now don't worry, you can just use the distinct count, and you can use it as well. So financial sales, we have this one. Now situation come, that situation says that you should use only non blanks. You can count only non blanks value, means no blanks value, and also you remove the duplicate as well. So distinct no blanks, distinct count no blank. This is a function. Use financial simple, close it. Okay, that will going to remove the duplicate, and as well as non blank cells can be counted. So that is the very helpful. I went through the critical situation, then I get out this situation, and you can say this. You can say this function is help us a lot sometime to fix the problem. So remember this one. I'm just giving idea that how to use it, but really guys focus on it, and I'm sure you will get the knowledge. Okay. Next part is that. Hope anyone able to see my screen. Do not have any problem. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. It's working. Okay, perfect. Next distinct count, we cover that. Next move to the move to the next part, which is count rows max. Okay, so let me cover the max, max x, max x, max a, max x, then mean product, then sum and sum x. Sum already cover that. Product x, and mean max, let's cover it. Okay, and I'll show you that what is the use of it. Just wait till in. So now going to use the max. I wanted to see max sales amount. Sometime customer asks, so you can just add that max and pass the column name, which column wanted to max it. Next, max a. Same condition here. If you have a max a, then yes, say this max a. Okay, whenever I go for interview, so I personally ask many people, but no one give the answer. So I'll give one idea to you. What is the major difference between two functions, max and max a? See this. Here, max allow you to compare two values together, and it will give the true and false answer. Okay, compare it. But max a does not have this kind of capability. Remember it. So max and max a and max x have a huge difference between them. So max a has a capability to compare two functions together, two logics together, but max a doesn't allow you to, you can say, compare, but yeah, you can give the largest value of the column as well. And max talk about, max is give the value, but yeah, you can category as per duty, using your categories you can pass it as well. So this is the let's move to the sumx, max x. So financial, and then use the column name, which is sales. Okay. And next we have the you can say maxx, and then use finance, and then sales column. Then you can pass the if you have, you can pass the measures as well here. Don't worry, you can also pass that. So this way you can create everything. Now come to the function which left. We have mean and max. So max we have covered that. Let's cover the mean. Minimum, obviously I want minimum sales amount, so you can pass it as well, financial total sales or whatever sales amount you have mean. And then we have the min x. Min a should be also there. Min a, obviously if you have a tax and number, then you can handle by the, you can say, Power BI using this. And if you do not have, then obviously it's good for your data. Let's move to the max x, min x. Min x, we have the financial, and we have the sales. You can pass any column which has a values, and then you can do that. Okay, now I'm going to use multiple things together. So how should I do that? Okay, simply I'm covering product. Okay, product part, product. So you can pass product, then we have this sales price and this product it, but product must pass the, we can say, logic in. So right now you can pass this one, and then product x same, enter product x. Obviously we need to pass the maybe all function, whatever function you have, then you can pass it. So I wanted to pass the financial sample, and then we use the sales. Okay, these are the basic function we have. So you can try it your in. Any question, let me know, definitely will help you. People who wanted to learn in Hindi, just stay online. I'll explain in Hindi as well. Okay, and then we're going to test it too, so please stay till last. Okay, so now we are going to test it by each function and explain in Hindi as well. Once again, thank you so much everyone. Let me test every aggregate function in Power BI. So let's start it. So now we are going to use first product X. Okay, first product X. So product X के लिए guys must run it. Okay, perfect. And let me show you here so that you can have the visual. Almost function and aggregate function है, इस वजह से आपको कोई ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. So must test it. So मैंने ऑलरेडी पहले से क्रिएट कर रखा है. Same things you can easily go to the measure and check it. Okay, each functions. Which one I created? Okay, some secret. Okay, now I'm using the product X. Okay, let me increase the font. So let's pass it the here. See, this is the giving inventory because we do not have any logic so that we can implement it. Data is not up to date, that reason give the error. Okay, it's not error, it's an inventory error. Same thing should be here too. All product part. Obviously product means you have दो parts होते हैं, column, two column together, then product it, then you will get the result. So we do not have that reason. So now here again you see the inventory value, infinity. Again it's a logic prospect, I knew that. Then see the max, min x. Pass it, pass करते हैं इसको. And see this, I got the value 1.6. अगर इसमें हम चाहें तो इसको कैटेगरी वाइज भी क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. So let me use the financial data and pass the country wise. तो country wise भी डिवाइड कर सकते हैं इसको, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. Let me increase the font. छोटा डेटा में पता नहीं लगता आपको, जब बड़ा डेटा हो तब इसका डिफरेंस समझ में आता है, अभी नहीं. सो आप देख सकते हो. ठीक है, लेट्स मूव टू दी नेक्स्ट, मिनेक्स में सिंपल है, दो पार्ट होते हैं फंक्शन के, एक होता है फाइनेंशियल, एक फाइनेंशियल सेल्स। मीन ए में मैंने जैसे कि बताया था आपको कि मीन में आपको क्या करना होगा कि जो डेटा होगा आपका उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको मीन वैल्यू चाहिए होगी। बट हाँ, मीन ए यूज करने का मतलब है कि आपके डेटा में ट्रू फॉल्स या मे बी टैक्स वैल्यू हो सकता है। तो यू कैन यूजिंग दिस यू कैन डू योर कैलकुलेशन। सी दिस कैलकुलेट हो गया ऑलरेडी। सेम थिंग, लेट काउंट इन यूज मीन वैल्यू। सो मीन वैल्यू हमने काउंट कर लिया यहाँ पे। सी दिस मीन वैल्यू ऑल्सो सेम, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं दे रहा है। बट हाँ, स्मॉल डेटा में डिफरेंस नहीं देगा, बिग डेटा में जरूर डिफरेंस देगा थोड़ा सा। नेक्स्ट, एट मैक्स एक्स। सो मैक्स एक्स के लिए हम जब भी इसको यूज करेंगे, सो सी दिस मैक्सिमम वैल्यू आ गया, सब कॉलम का सबका जो मैक्सिमम वैल्यू दे दिया इसने मैक्स एक्स के लिए। देन मैक्स आप जानते ही हो, मैक्स ए मैक्स एक्स डिस्टिंग काउंट, सीधा आते हैं डिस्टिंग काउंट पे। डिस्टिंग काउंट के लिए सिंपल है, आपका जो भी है वो नॉन ब्लैंक्स रिमूव कर देगा और वैल्यू पास करेगा आपके लिए। सो वी आर यूजिंग टू कॉलम, एक साथ नहीं चल पाएंगे। सो लेट्स पास इट। यहाँ पे देखो आप डिस्टिंग काउंट आ गया इसका टोटल। सो ये डिस्टिंग काउंट है। ऐसे आप एक एक करके टेस्ट करिए, सारा मैंने यहाँ पे ऐड कर रखा है। अगर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम आएगी तो प्लीज़ पूछ सकते हैं। अब आते हैं थोड़ा सा इसमें एडिशनल करते हैं। कैसे? मेरे पास एक लॉजिक है दैट आई वांटेड टू मेक दी प्रोडक्ट एंड सेल्स, जो भी सेलेक्ट करूँ अकॉर्डिंग द सिलेक्शन मुझे डेटा डिस्प्ले करें। सो कैसे करेंगे उसके लिए? यानी मेरे पास दो कैटेगरीज है, प्रोडक्ट और सेल्स। अगर मैं प्रोडक्ट सेलेक्ट करूँ तो मुझे प्रोडक्ट अकाउंट दे, सेल का सेलेक्ट करूँ तो सेल्स का अकाउंट दे। कैसे करेंगे? सो इसके लिए मैंने सबसे पहले, मुझे इसमें फंक्शन है उसको यूज़ कर लेंगे। चलते हैं यहाँ पे, स्विचिंग करनी है तो स्विचिंग के लिए मुझे आई नीड डेटा। तो कैसे करेंगे? सबसे पहले आते हैं, हमें एक टेबल चाहिए जहाँ से हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिल सके कि हम क्या सेलेक्ट कर रहे हैं और क्या वैल्यू पास है। तो इसके लिए हमने एक यहाँ पे आए और एक टेबल क्रिएट कर लिया, कस्टम टेबल जिससे बोलते हैं, कस्टम टेबल क्रिएट कर लिया। यहाँ पे मैंने नेम दे दिया, मैंने कहा प्रोडक्ट। और भी तरीके हैं जिससे किया जा सकता है बट बताऊंगा अभी नहीं। प्रोडक्ट हो गया, देन हो गया सेगमेंट, लोड कर लिया। अब मुझे याद है कि नहीं ये सही नहीं, ये सही नहीं चाहिए, ये हम बना सकते हैं, इसको हम अप्लीकेबल कर सकते हैं फॉर्मूले में। एक ये तरीका। दूसरा मेरे पास एक पैरामीटराइजर का ऑप्शन है, पैरामीटराइज। यहाँ पे जिस भी फील्ड को हमें लेना है क्लिक कर लेंगे यहाँ पे। और मैंने कहा मुझे फील्ड्स लेने हैं पैरामीटर से, किससे? फाइनेंशियल से। क्या लेना है? कंट्री ले सकते हैं हम। फिर मुझे लेना है सेगमेंट या प्रोडक्ट। तो मुझे कहा कंट्री नहीं चाहिए, मुझे सेगमेंट प्रोडक्ट दे दो। यहाँ से भी स्लाइसर में ऐड हो जाएगा। तो मैंने क्रिएट कर दिया, ये भी एक टेबल क्रिएट कर देगा ऑटोमेटिक। ये देखो आप, अब जो चीज़ हमने मैन्युअली एक टेबल क्रिएट की थी ये डायनामिकली क्रिएट कर देगा। सो यू थिंक कि कैसे आपको यूज करना है। ठीक है गाइस, अब जो कैलकुलेशन हम यहाँ करें हम यहाँ से भी कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं, यहाँ से भी कर सकते हैं। सिंस डेटा वो नहीं है तो बट हम डेटा कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं उसमें। आपको लेट्स मूव इट। और मुझे क्या करना है, यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया, मैंने कहा मुझे सेल्स दे दो टोटल, और मैंने इसको रो लेवल पे ले आए। मैंने कहा प्रोडक्ट में कंट्री और मैट्रिक्स ले लेते हैं यहाँ पे कंट्री, और मैंने कहा मुझे प्रोडक्ट कॉलम लेवल पे दे दो ईच प्रोडक्ट का। ये मैट्रिक्स रिपोर्ट है, मैट्रिक्स रिपोर्ट ऑटोमेटिकली इसको समराइज कर देता है। परफेक्ट। अब गाइस देखो यहाँ पे क्या है, जब हम ये यूज कर रहे हैं तो हमें सारे प्रोडक्ट की इंफॉर्मेशन देगा, तो हमारा तो काम हो नहीं पा रहा है यहाँ पे। हमें सेगमेंट तो ठीक है बट सेगमेंट में एक पर्टिकुलर कैटेगरी चाहिए हमें, तो हम फिल्टर कर पाएंगे। तो मैं यहाँ पे आया और मैंने एक प्रोडक्ट ले लिया कोई भी, तो इसका इम्पैक्ट मुझे दिखेगा, अदरवाइज नहीं दिखेगा। तो इसीलिए हम इसको मेजर लिख रहे हैं, क्योंकि जहाँ पे कॉलम बेसिस पे इंफॉर्मेशन है तो वहाँ तो क्योंकि वहाँ मुश्किल होगा, बट अगर आपको यहाँ पे लॉजिक बेस्ड पे करना है तो लॉजिक बेस्ड पे ईजी होता है, क्योंकि हम मल्टीपल कैटेगरी देख के पास कर सकते हैं। एग्जाम्पल के लिए अगर मेरा डेटा है, यहाँ पे मैंने सिंपल लिख दिया कैलकुलेट, मैंने कहा ओनली वन कंट्री के लिए लेते हैं सिलेक्शन बेस्ड पे। सो कंट्री सेल्स, कंट्री अंडरस्कोर सेल्स, जो भी हम सेलेक्ट करें उस सिलेक्शन के अकॉर्डिंग है। तो मैंने कहा वेरिएबल सेल वैल्यू, देन वी पास सेलेक्ट वैल्यू बाय प्रोडक्ट, सिलेक्शन वैल्यू प्रोडक्ट। इफ ब्लैंक है देन ऑल, देन हम कुछ डायनेमिकली भी पास कर सकते हैं, कुछ नहीं, कुछ भी कोई प्रोडक्ट पास कर सकते हैं। मैंने कहा ऑल, चलिए देन प्रोडक्ट डायनेमिकली पास इट, इफ यू डू नॉट सेलेक्ट पास आउट। ओके, सो मैंने कहा या तो ये कर दो या तो कोई स्पेसिफिक आप वैल्यू पास कर सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मुझे स्पेसिफिक वैल्यू पास करनी है। तो मैंने कहा मुझे ऑल कर दो, कोई फिल्टर मत दो, नो फिल्टर, ठीक है। चाहे आप रिमूव फिल्टर दे सकते हो, कोई फिल्टर ना रहे तो वो भी हो सकता है। नेक्स्ट, ये तो हो गया। मैंने कहा ठीक है कैलकुलेट कर दो, देन मैंने कहा वेरिएबल रिजल्ट, फिर मैंने कहा कैलकुलेट, देन मैंने कहा सम कर दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट सम क्वालिटी मेजर है तो मैं क्यों यूज करूँ, मेरे पास सम का है, सम टोटल सेल्स है मेरे पास, टोटल सेल्स ले लिया मैंने कहा फिल्टर दे दो, मुझे फिल्टर चाहिए किसका, फाइनेंस सैंपल का, बट उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि मुझे कंट्री चाहिए, कंट्री इज इक्वल टू सेल, ये वैल्यू पास कर दो, ये वैल्यू पास कर दो, जो भी वैल्यू होगा। तो डायनेमिकली जो भी सिलेक्शन होगा मेरा, उसके बेसिस पे मुझे रिटर्न एंड देन मुझे रिजल्ट। एक और ब्रैकेट देना पड़ेगा, तो इस वजह से नहीं आ रहा। रिजल्ट। सो इस वजह से जो भी हम सेलेक्ट करेंगे सिलेक्शन बेस्ड मुझे डेटा मिलता रहेगा। सो कोई एक स्पेसिफिक नियम नहीं होता गाइस, जैसे भी आप काम करो उस अकॉर्डिंग देखते हैं कि क्या हो पाएगा, ठीक है। ये देखो, अब इसको मैं मेजर पास करता हूँ, कंट्री सेल्स हटा दिया, सेलेक्ट मेजर। सो मेजर में सिलेक्शन करना, कंट्री लेके आते हैं, पहले कंट्री का स्लाइसर ऐड करते हैं एंड पास द कंट्री नेम, मैक्सिको। सो मैक्सिको क्यों नहीं पास कर रहा, लेट मी चेक, कंट्री सेल्स वी हैव सेलेक्ट वैल्यू, बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट तो ऑल रहेगा, मैं बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट मैक्सिको लिख देता हूँ, MEXICO, मैक्सिको बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट इफ आई डिडंट सेलेक्ट एनीथिंग। Mexico value by default Mexico value is coming, but if I select it, give the blanks, means value is not passing anything. Let me check, select value I given to them, financial product value, select value, yeah, it should be pass the value. Let me check in a result what value is passing when I selected that. Coming United States, don't worry, selected that, Mexico, Germany, but why it doesn't give the value, that's biggest check concern I have. So country sales product this, okay, I selected this country sales, we have passed the result in return, financial country, so in might we have two values. So in that scenario, we got a problem. Select value product. Okay, so oh sorry, I selected the product. I'm doing the country part. Okay, so let's remove this one. Okay, product. And in function I pass the product, leave it as it is. Not a country. Here we pass the product. Doing something else. Looking for something else. Now see this. If I select a specific product, it will give the product wise information. Whatever selection you have. And talk about the by default part. So you can do that. By quickly, I made a mistake in the formula that I'm using product here, passing the country. That's the reason. So now, if same way, if you wanted to calculate the month, you can say, let me do it once again for your understanding. Okay, why I'm doing here? So first part, I wanted my object that I wanted to pass the product name, whatever product name I select, according to selection I get the data. So I created this variable result. I calculate total sales against the filter financial and product table. In maybe why I'm giving in here, because sometime you need to select 2-3 things together. Then that scenario it will give the error. So that reason I use just 2 things together. See this. If I select 2-3, it will give the latest one at least. Actually single selection is allowed. Let me push the control part. Okay, so still it will, you can able to do that. So remember, if you're selecting, so you cannot control the user can may select the you can say 2-3-4 value together. So you can this option, give the option so that user can select that. Okay, so guys, if you अगर आपको सही लगा है मेरा वीडियो, सो प्लीज़ लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब जरूर करें. ये टैक्स का बेसिक वीडियो था. हम आपको और इसमें डिटेल्स वीडियो बना रहे हैं और अपलोड करेंगे. सो प्लीज़ फॉलो माय चैनल. इसमें लेटेस्ट वीडियोस आपको मिलती रहेंगी. Thank you so much guys. Thank you so much everyone who is watching my channel. See you in next video.